Welcome back.
We keeping it simple.
Yes, sir. Today we're breaking down our West standings predictions. As you know, this is actually impossible. We're gonna talk it up every time.
Every time because
This is impossible.
The West is the hardest conference in the history of sports itself, man.
No, it's weird. It used to be super dominant. Then it wasn't, and now it's like I don't even know it's dominant.
There's just so much
good
parity.
teams. Yeah,
Like there's so many good teams there. Like before, it was like top 4,
yeah,
and they were gonna run through the West.
Yeah.
And they were better than every team in the East.
yeah.
But now
Definitely.
it's like everything in the NBA has gotten more.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, you can never really predict anything.
I can assure you right now, when I watch this 9 months from now, after the season's over, this list will be completely wrong.
No, because Simple Hoots, we get our list right the first time. Why we're debating each other.
Yeah, disregard what I said.
I guarantee, I guarantee if you come back in 9 months, we will probably have everything right, but maybe 2.
Okay. Well, being realistic, this list could flip.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yes.
Except for like 3 teams.
Yeah.
This could completely flip. The
And-
Pelicans could be 1, they could be 11.
Yeah. Yes. Also, before we get into it, I already know if you've seen the East video, when y'all do see it, there was a lot more agreements. I already know
to that.
from what I have as my number 3 that Rocky will severely hate it.
Oh god. I'm scared to get into this. Well, anyways, the big discussion of what this list is who falls out.
Yep.
There's someone that's going to fall to 11 that deserves to be in the playoffs.
And the
It's going to
teams,
be a big conversation.
the teams like the Mavericks, the OKC Thunder, those teams were so hard for me to put in a spot.
There's a big range for a lot of these teams, but let's get straight into it, buddy. Who you got at number 1?
Number 1, I think number 1 and
We
15 for me are both relatively easy. Number 1, the reigning champion, Denver Nuggets. The Horseman himself will propel them to the first seed.
Listen, I will agree with you. I'll put Denver at 1 to compromise, but
Whoa, this
Hot
is a
take.
big Nuggets fan.
hot take of the day. In my honest opinion, I haven't looked at Denver's schedule to start off.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a super easy one. This is a stupid take. But if they have a medium to hard schedule in the first 20 games, I can see them starting off super slow from championship fatigue
Yeah.
and Jokic not being all there.
Is he ever?
So, I don't know.
We could be
Denver
seeing,
should be 1.
we could
but
be
they could
seeing
be
50% of Jokic, and he just doesn't care to give 100%. I think about that a lot.
That's true. He doesn't have to give up.
Yeah.
Give it all.
He doesn't have to. But who do you have at number 1?
Well, in all honesty, it most likely comes down to Denver or Phoenix.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sure
my
you're
1
wrong.
and 2, yep.
Yeah, so in all honesty, I think Phoenix has a really good shot at 1 just because they're going to have a really good offense.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a person who could score 30 every single night. They got 3 guys.
Yeah,
Or
they do
30.
have 3 of them.
So they can be a really good offense. I don't know in the playoffs, but
Yeah. My only thing with that is similar to the Nuggets just being burnt out from winning a championship. I think the Suns will have a learning curve just dealing
Yeah.
with Brad
No
being
point
the
guard.
point guard and so many touches and so many shots have to be divided up. And I do think it will take an early part of the season
yeah.
to figure that out. But I think either way, Nuggets or Suns, kind of similar to the Celtics Bucks. I think everything in the West will run through them.
True. I mean, how many players on the Suns team were on the team last year? Booker, KD,
Josh Okogie.
Josh
I'm-
Okogie,
Running through my brain right now.
maybe another wing. Torrey Craig? Or he goes somewhere else?
He's gone.
I think he went somewhere else.
Landry Shamet is gone too. He might not have
Yeah.
even been on this.
Torrey Craig went to the Bulls, I think.
Yep.
So kind of Josh Okogie. Yeah, that's the only guy.
That's all I can think of.
Campaign's gone.
Yep. Where is he on the Spurs? Did they waive him?
He got traded to Spurs and they waived him. I think he signed with the Bucks.
Ooh, nasty.
I know. I like Campaign. But anyways,
I do too.
we're going off on a tangent. I think the Suns should. Yeah, they should have a learning curve. So putting them at 2 is fair.
I think both the Nuggets and Suns will have a learning curve, and I think both teams will be 2 games apart from each other throughout the whole season.
I mean, you got to remember the Nuggets. They lost 2 key rotational players.
Yep.
And in the regular season, depth goes a long way.
But do you know who the Nuggets have?
Peyton Watson. I knew it. Their owner said he's the next Bruce Brown, but better.
Did he really say that?
Yeah, he said he's literally Bruce Brown, but better and taller and more athletic.
That's crazy. I have some love from Peyton Watson dating back to the Summer League.
Summer League TikToks, yes, sir. But anyways, after this, I mean, we can go to the bottom, maybe.
Yeah, can we go from the... I feel more confident in my bottom than...
I really don't feel confident in the bottom
Me either.
I think it's going to be...
You put Nuggets 1?
Nuggets for 1.
Okay, I was just making sure.
I think it's going to be San Antonio, Trailblazers, Houston, and Utah. I think Utah falls.
That is my bottom 4, but I think you will be surprised how I kind of ordered it.
I'm interested, yeah.
So I think number 15, I put the Blazers.
Dude, everyone's saying that, and I can see it. They have some good players.
I know. They have such a fun team and such...
Their starting lineup's good.
No, yeah, it is good. And I love Robert Williams, you know. And they have the depth, too.
I don't know if I believe in Chauncey Billups as a coach.
No, I don't believe in him. And I do think that Scoot will be dominant in his rookie season.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be later into the... second half of the season when they put it together.
He plays a position that normally it takes a while to develop. Point guards.
Yeah.
So.
And I think he's gonna come in and be the culture.
Yeah.
I think he'll be already good ball handler, good passer. He's gonna be energetic on defense. I don't know how well he will be on defense.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know how well he's gonna score. Just with the NBA bigs, the NBA bodies, I think it will take some time.
For sure. But he's got the athleticism, which normally pans out early.
I also don't know how Shaden Sharp is going to do if they put him at...
That's true. He's a little bit of a small 3.
They really have 3 guards.
Yeah.
And they're all in this.
And they got 6 really good players. Dude,
7.
Yeah, because they got Brogdon.
They got Brogdon. They do have a really good...
Their lineup's probably going to be Scoot, Simons, Shaden Sharp, Jeremy Grant, DeAndre Ayton, with Rob Will on the bench, Malcolm Brogdon. They got someone else, too. I think that's about it I can think of.
The rest of them are
Kamara.
just young draft guys,
That one guy no one knew.
Chris Murray. Yeah, it's Chris Murray. But who's your 15th? If I can get a gauge.
It is between them and San Antonio.
Dude, and it was hard rating San Antonio just because of the sheer hype that they're getting. Like, I've seen some predictions having them in the play-in. But watching Vic in the preseason, I've been truly blown away from what he's doing against real NBA talent.
Vic is special. I think Vic's going to be really good. I don't think he's going to play a lot of games.
No, and that's the thing. I think they're going to take him along very slowly.
I think he could play 60 games max this year.
Yeah.
Because of that, I have them super low, if not 15.
No, yeah, I have them low, but I think I just have more trust in Greg Popovich.
Yeah,
and Victor over Chance Chauncey.
Mm-hmm.
But it is weird that the number 1 and number 3 pick really scoot everyone else in the world. They're both in the West, and they're going to be going at each other for the next 15 years.
They're going at each other for highest lottery odds.
Yeah, next year. Yeah, that is also insane.
But after this, it's Houston and Utah, you'd say?
Yeah.
I love the additions that Houston had this year. I think they should get better, but it'll probably be 30-ish wins. There's really no reason they should be in the play-in with all the talent that's in the West. Maybe if they're in the East, they do a better job. But this loaded West, I don't see
honestly,
them get
in
high.
the East, I think they would snap.
Yeah, I think they're better than the Magic.
Yeah,
The Bulls. They could be if they're in the East.
I personally, which may come to a surprise as you, I have the Jazz at 13, Rockets at 12. Just because, and I love the Jazz, and they had such a the Cinderella story last year early on. But I don't know. I just feel like the Rockets have so much talent
Yeah.
that sometimes
depth.
it's just gonna carry.
And honestly, I don't know if you know this, but after Utah traded Mike Conley, they sucked.
Yeah,
And that's what I mean. Arguably, they were tanking for a
yeah,
pick.
they were
but
trying to.
losing out their point guard, who they didn't replace.
Yeah,
Who's their point guard? Taylor Horton Tucker.
they start Colin Sexton. The only issue with Utah is what you're saying. They don't have anyone that can set the team up.
Yeah.
They don't have a true point guard, and they do play more of a college style basketball where everyone's touching the ball, everyone's passing.
True.
But I think for them to take the step into the play-in, they need a point guard.
Yeah.
Or to develop maybe Keontae George into being that.
And instead of getting a point guard, they drafted 3 power forwards.
Yeah. The only other Keontae's a shooting guard. Questions about his passing.
Yeah.
So all of their guards, they don't really have anyone on their team that have assists. I don't think.
No, I mean Jordan Clarkson did kind of come through last year and improve his playmaking skills, but
even
you're
then,
trusting
he's
him,
hunting for those shots.
Yeah. So I think Utah has a good chance of falling, and Houston. Listen, you put a point guard around a lot of these talented young guys.
Yeah.
That can really change.
Yeah.
How well they play.
And honestly, this sounds weird coming out of my mouth. I wanted the Rockets. I wanted to get them higher up on my list. Just because I love what they've done in the offseason. I hated it early on. If you go back to summer videos,
Hey, you hated it.
I was dogging them. I'm still not the biggest fan of getting Fred, but they needed a point guard. I think it makes sense. And I really wanted to try to get them creeped into the play-in. Just for fun and the development. But I think there has to be a lot of injuries in the 6 through 10 range for them to.
Injuries, and is Freddie? He doesn't have to score a lot, but is he going to be a big playmaker?
Yeah. And
does Sengun or
does
Jalen
Jalen Green
take a
drop
step?
30?
Yeah. Who takes a big step? That can be a big factor. But I feel pretty confident in that.
Yeah.
I say we gotta go back to the top because I want to leave 11 for last.
Yeah, this is where it becomes 3 through 11 for me. You could tell me any order.
Yeah.
And I would understand why.
I don't even remember my list, and it could change.
Yeah.
Anyways, a lot of people have Minnesota being high risers. Do you believe in the Minnesota?
Dude, I want to, just like every other team, but I don't have them.
Yeah.
Do you know who your 3 is?
6.
5 or 6.
I'm saying that's a good rise for them.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they'll be 3.
Okay.
A lot of people are saying Warriors. I don't believe in the Warriors this year.
I do believe in the Warriors.
This
was the one.
I knew it.
I have the Warriors at 3. I could for sure be talked out of it. But as of right now, it feels wrong this is similar to the Heat. It just feels wrong not giving them the credit and respect. I know they had a shaky season last year. But I think Jonathan Kuminga, first of all, in the preseason has been insanely dominant.
He will take a big step.
And I think he'll pick up a lot of the slack when Draymond's out, or Andrew Wiggins, who missed a lot of games last year.
I don't know. I don't like the Chris Paul edition.
I like it.
Nope.
I like it.
He looks awful in that jersey.
Of course, he looks ugly in it. I think he looks ugly in everything other than a Clippers jersey. Rocket fanboy.
He looked good in that Rockets jersey. But no, I don't.
Who's your 3? You tell me your 3.
I want to put the Lakers here, but I don't think the Lakers will care about the regular season.
And that was the thing. I wanted the Lakers high too, just from what they did in the postseason and what they got in the offseason.
Yeah.
But same with you. I just don't think they're gonna care enough about the regular season, and I don't think LeBron or AD will healthy enough throughout the regular season to get them a top 3.
I mean, Braun is old. I mean, going through all of these teams.
He is the oldest NBA player
literally
in the league.
Going through all these teams very quickly. I think the Warriors have a shot.
Yep.
Barring injuries.
Yep.
The Clippers, if they play.
Yeah, I don't know where to put the Clippers.
Lakers could be here, barring injuries.
Kings. I have the Kings in this range with this team.
I do think the Kings could repeat, at least somewhat.
Yeah.
Memphis, if they can hold through the 25 games,
which I think they will, but it was hard to rate them as well. Same with OKC. Everyone's saying OKC is going to take the 5 seed, the 4 seed jump this year. I've seen that a lot, but it's just hard to foresee what OKC is going to look like with Chet.
Yeah, for sure. Although he does perfectly fit their problems.
Yeah.
And
that's why I'm like,
I've
I've seen him in the preseason. He's been dominant when he plays. What's stopping them from taking the jump? The talent in the way.
Yeah. And they're still young.
If they were in the East, like we talked about with the Rockets, if OKC was in the East, they would easily be a playoff.
Sure. Anyways, the rest. Minnesota. New Orleans, if they play. OKC, if everyone else doesn't play.
Yeah.
Kings, if they repeat a perfect season. And Dallas, if
Luka
has an MVP season.
Dallas.
I mean, honestly, all of this depends on everyone else.
Yeah.
So
no, that is true. I just think it just feels like the Warriors fit here. Just because they're the Warriors and what they're
more reliable.
I'll
agree on that.
Obviously, there's going to be concerns about what Chris Paul looks like with the team.
Yeah.
But I think I just have more faith in what they have and what they can do.
Yeah.
Versus the other team. Like, I don't expect them to suck on the road.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
was an
what
anomaly.
That
should
weirdness
improve.
going on.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of them, but I can see it. All right. So do we agree Kings at 4?
Yeah. And I do want to show the Kings some love. They were the most fun basketball team. I can't re-say all of this again.
Gotta repeat. We got a little interruption.
But no, the Kings were one of the most fun basketball teams last year. And they went 7 games with the Warriors. They finally broke the drought of not making it in the playoffs.
Best offense in NBA history.
Yeah. And I wanted to put them back at 3. And my only downfall with that is that they're not going to be a surprise. Everyone's going to know kind of what they do.
They're not going to be a surprise, and they're not going to have a perfect season last year.
No
one got injured. They had the best offense.
Yep.
Things just went perfectly for them. Fox was much player of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know if that happens again.
I do think that the Kings are kind of going to be in this range for a few years, kind of in the playoffs, fighting for it.
Yeah.
And I think that's all Kings fans should be.
For now.
I think that's all you guys should care about.
They could be kind of like the Bulls, where
they fall.
They fall, and then we just sit here and go, what's going to happen?
I know.
We're mediocre.
I hope not, because just in terms of the Kings franchise, they were bullied for trading Tyrese. Not Tyrese. Halliburton. They were like destroyed on any media sites.
It worked out in the short run.
And it's worked out, so I'm just hoping they at least get another 2-3 years with this squad before they make any change.
I could see this team falling to something like 6, maybe even 8.
Yeah.
I've heard some people say they fall to the 11th spot, but I think
in 2K, they're the 14th seed every season because...
And what, the Pelicans are 1?
Yeah, literally.
Yep, that's how it goes. I think the Kings can be a really good regular season team.
Yeah.
So I like them at 4. After that...
Number 5, are we going to say we agree? Can we agree on this one?
Lakers.
Lakers.
Okay.
Okay, that was see this little range right here. Other than our Warriors little fight there, beginning.
I don't want to, but I caved.
I know, but I just can't see the Lakers winning enough games in the.
No, me neither.
But I think the perfect range for them is around 5 or 6. I think they're gonna want to make sure they're in the playoffs, the actual playoffs.
This time, they're kind of tired of the play-in.
I do think they're gonna coast through most of the regular season.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of debate against this.
And it's weird because
AD should have a big season this year.
No, yeah. I feel like out of the teams we've mentioned at the top, it's really Nuggets, Suns, Warriors, Lakers really believing having the chance to win the championship.
Like even potential contenders.
Yeah, like I just feel like Kings are going to be a great regular season team.
And then there's like the Clippers somewhere back there. Like, hey, don't forget us.
Yeah.
And we got Kawhi.
Because like even like the Grizzlies, I don't foresee the Grizzlies getting to the final. Like it just feels weird saying that. But like the Lakers, Warriors, Suns, Nuggets, I think all 4 of those teams have the best shots at making it in. Warriors probably on the bottom of that 4.
For sure.
Man is a certified Warriors hater.
Anyways,
man is so sad about the Rockets.
I think we can agree on 6.
Can we?
Do you want to have Memphis here?
Actually, yes, I do. Dude, our West is actually easier than the East right now.
Here's my reasoning for Memphis at 6. They do good without Ja. Granted, they normally have Tyus Jones.
But guess who Marcus they have Smart now? Is here now? Marcus Smart is going to carry them through the first 25 games. I'm not saying they're going to be perfect. I'm not saying any of that.
Keep them 500 during that time.
Yeah. And my other thing is they really needed a leader to get things sorted out with the Ja Morant issues. They're still an extremely young team.
Yeah.
And they got Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose. I think both of those guys will be nice, huge voices in the locker room.
Definitely.
But did you hear about Steven Adams today?
I was going to say, the problem is Steven Adams is undergoing a season-ending surgery.
And he barely played last year, right?
I think so.
Like, it definitely wasn't a lot of games for him.
I know a lot of people feel like Steven Adams is the key to their win.
Yeah.
They win a lot when he's on the floor.
Yep.
They lose more when he's not there. But
so what you're saying is Steven Adams is more important than Ja Morant. Yeah, it's Grizzlies.
Statistically, apparently.
This is true though.
But I think Desmond Bane's in season for a big breakout year.
Yeah.
He should be an all-star and a most improved candidate.
That's a hot take.
All-star. But who's going to score on this team?
Smart's going to shoot the ball.
He's going to shoot.
Might not score.
I said who's going to score. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. another year getting older.
Yeah,
another year of not fouling every play.
I see him reaching the 20.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting because he's been right there at the 18.
Said he wants to improve his rebounding.
Hey, if he's
dropping 6 per game.
If he's dropping 20-10 with 2 steals and 4 blocks a game.
That's the center of the future, baby. Yeah. Great in 2K as well.
Yeah.
Letting you boys know. At 7, I have my take here.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know if you'll agree.
Before you go, this play-in area is about to be really difficult. And I know we said it about the list. We could flip the entire list. Yeah. But this next, 5 seeds could go any order.
All within a game of each other.
Yeah.
It's going to be very
Give
close.
us your take. You seemed excited.
I think that, call me crazy for believing in them, with the rules to force people to play, the Clippers should be at 7.
Dude, why?
Yes.
The West was so we have the same mindset. I do think so. I think
Oh no, I put Minnesota 8. Oh, do we agree on Minnesota 8? Because we probably will, in all honesty.
Really?
I don't know. Let's talk about Clippers.
Don't put them in so soon. Don't put them in so soon.
I'll fix it later, but we'll talk about Clippers real quick. I think that they're a deep team. They have Kawhi and Paul George.
For some reason, they're never going to trade Terrence Mann.
Nope, he is untouchable. The worst untouchable player in NBA history.
I want to love the Clippers, and I've wanted to love them since Paul George and Kawhi came to the Clippers. but every year it's just a disappointment.
It is, but they have consistently been at the minimum of the play-in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't foresee them falling out of the play-in or playoffs.
Last year they were 5.
Yep.
So I don't think it's crazy to say they're at 7. If anything, they're going down this year.
Yeah, and
I think it's crazy to say that they're a contender.
really,
They have to prove it.
I think
They can be.
I think if they get to the playoffs and they're healthy, I don't think they have to prove.
If Kawhi and Paul George are there.
I don't think necessarily they have to prove anything other than proving they can be healthy for the playoffs.
I mean, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I think Kawhi.
But also,
crazy.
if Paul George and Kawhi are out with nagging injuries throughout the regular season, they have Russell, who did some amazing things in the playoffs when they were out.
Yeah, I think Westbrook's really good for this team.
Yeah, especially when there's no other stars around him and it's just him orchestrating everything.
Yeah.
It's still fun to watch.
And low-key, they got James Harden on this team.
Dude, I was thinking
It'd be
that
kind of nice.
if they get James Harden for the salary cap plus picks that have been reported,
Be kind of nice.
the team
Better
is
than
gonna
Terrence Mann.
the team is gonna be insane. The only worry is Paul George and Kawhi get injured, and then you have James Harden going 2 for 20.
Here's the thing. Kawhi and Paul George don't have to play game 1 because James Harden's going to score 50, 10, and 10.
Yeah.
But game 7, he better not even play.
NBA Finals, Game 7, James Harden resting.
Yeah, literally. Anyways, going back into our list.
So we know
who do
your
you-
take. We know what you
I
think.
don't know. I could. Well, who do you feel it belongs at 8?
Can you give
Dallas?
me your 2 teams that you're thinking? Don't give me all the teams.
Minnesota or Dallas?
Minnesota or Dallas?
Yeah. You agree?
No.
You think Minnesota are big fallers?
I think my 2. I think either OKC or Minnesota.
Oh. Don't believe in Dallas.
And this stretch of teams is the hardest for me to pick through.
Yeah.
Just because I want to believe that the Mavericks are going to be better this year. I think adding Grant Williams, the versatility he can give on defense can help some. But I just don't believe that they're going to get stops. And
I mean, here's what I'll say about Minnesota. They were good when Cat played.
no, yeah.
And Cat was injured most of the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And as far as the Pelicans go, they just need their 2 guys to play. They need Brandon Ingram and Zion to play. OKC is really dependent on everyone around them.
Yep.
And then Dallas needs Luka and Kyrie to play 70 games this year.
Yep.
And Grant Will to step up and maybe another guy.
And it's also really crazy because these 4 teams I feel like are the wild cards in the West. They
Yeah.
could easily be in the playoffs and it wouldn't be this insane.
No, I wouldn't be. They all pretty much deserve to be in the playoffs.
And that's what's so hard because, like, the East, it felt like there was a point where if some of these teams are making the play-in, it's only about development. Like, the younger teams, like the Pacers, the Magic, and
Yeah.
they're not, like, they don't, like,
They're there
do or
to,
die.
they're happy to be there.
Yeah. These 4 teams, they want to be.
They want to be in the playoffs.
Yeah. And I think Minnesota at 8 makes a lot of sense. I think Anthony Edwards is going to have the breakout year.
I say my 8 through 11. Minnesota, Dallas, OKC, New Orleans.
Okay. Mine would be Minnesota, OKC, Dallas. So we've got the same one on the outside.
I think Dallas has so should be higher, but they fell to 11 last year.
Yeah, I mean they've had Luka every year.
Normally they're good with him.
I know, but my thing is like I just don't foresee. I don't think I have the trust in the Mavericks to get the pieces around Luka to make it.
Well, I compromise for you. Putting down.
No, I mean that's fine with me.
But we agree with Pelicans
As
at
long
11.
as the play-ons, as long as the Pelicans are on the outside.
They're on the outside
that's
looking
my
in
list.
right now, and I think they could really be at the 3.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised if we're at the All-Star break and the Mavericks are the number 2 seed.
Yeah. It really just depends on if Zion and if Brandon Ingram plays.
Yeah.
Which I think there are reports of Zion. This is the healthiest he's been. This is the most he's cared about his body.
He's also weighing in at stocky 400 plus pounds.
Hey, I'm not worried about how much he weighs because you see that man drop.
No, I'm not worried. The only concern with him is, does he care enough to play, and does he want to be?
For sure. But show you the list one last time. This is what we got.
Right here. And I do have a question for you. Out of
Yeah.
all the teams in the West, what team do you think is the biggest X factor in the West? If you could just choose one team.
What do you mean by that? Like the biggest variety
Yeah.
of where they could land?
Yeah.
Pelicans or Memphis.
I'll say Pelicans. I can see a world where the Timberwolves got home.
Yeah. I can also see Memphis just struggling those first 25 games
Yeah.
and then struggling to get dropped back.
Yeah. And that is also something I didn't even think about, is getting job.
Yeah. I don't know. But this is our list. Let us know if you hate it, like it, love it, dislike it. Let us know if you love us, hate us, like us.
Smash the subscribe button.
Smash us. Don't
Keep
smash
it simple, guys.
Guys,
Keep it simple.
Keep keeping it simple.